You will need to begin by safely jacking up and supporting your vehicle. For additional assistance with that task, please follow the link provided at the end of this video. The power steering reservoir is located on the front right side of the engine bay between the distributor and the windshield reservoir, indicated by a red arrow. Begin by getting as much fluid out of the system as you can. Remove the reservoir cap, red arrow, and use a turkey baster or fluid pump and get as much fluid as possible. No matter how much you get out, there still will be some in the system that will come out when you remove the lines from the pump, so be prepared. You will need to remove the pump from below. With the vehicle safely raised and supported, remove the under-engine trays. If you need additional assistance with that, again, please follow the link provided at the end of this video. On the power steering pump, begin by loosening the 13mm bolt on the top of the power steering mount. It's a red arrow hidden behind the pulley. Then make sure the turnbuckle is clean and free of grease and oil, yellow arrow. Use two 13mm wrenches and separate the double nuts on each end of the turnbuckle, red and yellow arrows. With the nuts loose, use the 13mm wrench and turn the turnbuckle so that it loosens tension on the belt, red arrow. Use a 13mm wrench or socket and remove the mounting bolt on the pump, indicated by the red arrow. With the turnbuckle free, you can move the pump towards the center of the engine and remove the belt. There are two lines connected to the pump: the supply line from the reservoir, indicated by the yellow arrow, and the pressure line, red arrow. Do not remove the lines now, but do break loose the banjo fitting on the pressure line with a 19mm wrench, red arrow. It is easier to loosen this line while the pump is still mounted, but easier to empty the line and catch the fluid once the pump is off. Use a 13mm wrench and remove the nut on the front of the pump. Next, use a 13mm wrench and remove the 13mm bolt on the rear. Slip the bolt from the rear and then slide the pump back and forth until you can remove the sleeve and clear the stud from the mount. With the pump off, you can see the sleeves that the front stud and rear bolt sit in within the mount, red arrows. With the pump off, it is much easier to remove the banjo fitting, yellow arrow, and allow the line to drain into a bucket. Then use a flathead screwdriver and remove the supply line, green arrow, and allow it to drain as well. Installation is the reverse of removal. It is a good idea to fill the system and then turn the pump several times by hand to help evacuate air from the system before installing the belt. The system will not perform well with air in the system, so you will need to run it, add fuel as necessary, and allow the foam or air to settle in the system. Do this several times until you have the correct level of fluid. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.